everybody, it's me in the mirror. It's Brittany, and today we are going to get a collective message from Spirit. So if you were called to watch this message, then I have set the intention that you needed to hear it. If you don't want to watch it all the way through, you didn't need to hear it. All right, so I already drew some cards earlier. The first card that I drew is an oracle card, and it's from the Earthbone Oracle deck for anybody out there who is interested. And it says harmony, acceptance, patience. Okay, that's the overall theme. And it's interesting because if you watch my pick a card from last night, you'll see that man, I'm trying to get this camera to give me the angle. You'll see there was kind of a pattern in each group that was similar to that, and I was like, I feel like I need to do a collective message, and then I pulled that. So we also have the Two of Cups, we have the Five of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups, the Fool, the Ten of Pentacles, the Eight of Pentacles. The Ten of Cups, the Eight of Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Death card. And I think it's so interesting that the Death card is, I didn't pull these out in any specific order. I kind of just laid them out like that. And I think it's interesting how they lined up because they tell a story this way, but they also, the way that they've lined up one under the other is interesting. So the Fool is talking about going on a journey, taking a new opportunity, a risk. I just heard going out on a limb. It kind of gives me the energy of like a baby bird, like not fleeing, but flying out of its nest. And then we have the Death card here. So we have the Fool, and then under it, clarifying it, is the Death card. And the Death card talks about endings. I mean, literally, it talks about endings, but it can also talk about rebirth. So the fact that it's here clarifying the Fool, that tells me that it is an ending to something in your life. More specifically, I'm thinking it is a way of thinking, it's mindsets, it's cycles maybe. So if we start from left to right, we have the Two of Cups. That is generally talking about romantic love, but it can talk about another type of love as well. Love in general, two coming together, unity. And then underneath that, we have the Ten of Cups, and that is beautiful energy. That is like emotional fulfillment at the highest. That's very beautiful energy. And then we have the Five of Pentacles, which is not the best card to get. It kind of talks about despair, someone who's down on their luck, hopeless even. And then underneath that, we have the Eight of Pentacles, which I think is really interesting because to me, this is the Eight of Pentacles is saying that you can get yourself out of the Five of Pentacles energy place in your life. You need to work on honing your crafts. You need to work on yourself even if we're not talking about like career and we're just talking about life in general. Whoever was drawn to this message needs to work on doing shadow work. Sorry, I'm getting over, I have like a little cold thing. Anyone drawn to this group needs to work on themselves. They need to do the inner work. They need to go through their triggers. You know, what is triggering you in life, and how can you, what's triggering you, and then you need to look at what is the root of that trigger. Why do you have that trigger in the first place? And you need to work on that, on weeding that out. And then also with shadow work, you're not just working on like the negative aspects on the shadow part, but when you're working in the shadow, you're also allowing like the good aspects of yourself to be shown. A lot of times our shadow will like cover up like the good parts of our personality or whatever because we're afraid to show those things or because we're just not able to. So when you're doing shadow work, you're able to really show your skills, your good attributes. And then we have the Knight of Cups, and we have the Ten of Pentacles. The fact that you have two tens right here, this energy is like insane in a good way. And the Knight of Cups, see, we have the Page of Cups, and I see the Page of Cups. I see it sometimes as like player energy, but it generally can mean like emotional immaturity, not being very emotionally intelligent, or maybe just emotionally unavailable. I see the Knight of Cups as a step above that. And so it's maybe somebody that's coming out of this feeling, maybe this is, I mean, really that you have, so it's possible if you want to look at it from a past to present future, it could also be maybe some of you, because it's collective reading, this is a large group of people. So some of you, this could be about career, finance, right? Some of you, this could be about just life in general, working on yourself, so on and so forth. Some of you, this could literally be about love, like romantic love. It could also be about platonic love, so working on relationships in your family. Maybe this could be maybe you and a parent, or you and a sibling, or something had a falling out. With this Two of Cups is possible, and you're in this Five of Pentacles energy now. And the Eight of Pentacles is telling you that like this Ten of Pentacles is like, this Ten of Pentacles is like your potential, right? With that relationship, whether it is platonic or it's romantic, right? So the Two of Cups, maybe this is representing a relationship that you want, or that you had an issue with potentially. It doesn't have to have been an issue, but it could just be something. Maybe you're single and you're just desiring that Two of Cups, and this is your potential. You very much have the potential to have the Ten of Cups. Right now you might be feeling like you're in this Five of Pentacles energy. You're feeling very like hopeless. You're like, maybe you've been let down a few times, like too many times, disappointed by people. The Eight of Pentacles right here to me is showing potential to work on whatever relationships might be stagnant or might be broken. If this is a love situation, the Knight of Cups, same here. So it's telling me like maybe you were a player, or maybe you have been emotionally, I just heard emotionally stunted, but that's not what I want to say. Like just emotionally unavailable. But I feel that I see you coming out of this energy. And I think that you have been maybe like this because of disappointments that you've had, or because of fear. And because you've been trying with this harmony, acceptance, patience, I feel like maybe a lot of us, we have this idea of like what we want in life, and whether we're talking about romance, platonic love, career, whatever. A lot of times we have this idea of what we want in life. And when we don't get that specific thing, sometimes it's upsetting, and we're like, well, whatever, like, fuck it, like, like, whatever, but these cards are telling you, like, no, you need to chill out, accept the things that you cannot change, right? Like, the serenity prayer, whether you're religious or not, it doesn't matter. You can, like, substitute the religious aspects for something else, but that is such a great, I feel like a good motto, like, accepting the things you can't change, and then having the courage to change the things that you can change. And then having patience and trusting the universe, because this card, this oracle card is all about trusting the universe, and it's trusting that things are going to things are going to align the way that they need to. You need to trust that. You need to have patience that it's going to work out. With the Eight of Pentacles here, sometimes that can take time, because especially if there are some fractured relationships or whatever the case may be, it can take time to kind of like, I'm hearing like if you're in the negative, it takes time to, first you got to get back positive. First you got to get back, balanced out to zero. And then you got to work up to, if you think about it, that like credit, for instance, like if you have a bad credit score, like you got to kind of work on it until you get to that, whatever the case may be. And it takes time, right? It takes time. It's a little bit of you putting in your effort and a little bit of trust in the universe. And this Fool card, that's really, really, really talking about trust in the universe right there. It's like the Eight of Pentacles is you putting in the work, right? Whether it's you doing the shadow work, you being honest with somebody about how you're feeling, whether it is family, friends, whether it is romantic interest, you being honest about something, or even just being honest with yourself about something in your life, that maybe has been lacking, that's maybe made you feel unfulfilled. You putting in that effort, and then after you're honest and you put in that effort, because the Ten of Pentacles here and the Ten of Cups, this is your potential. You can have these things. You can have this emotional fulfillment, this stability here. You can have it all, really. You can. I'm gonna pull some more cards if I have time. I don't. Okay, so when I was just talking about how, you need to put in your effort here, the Eight of Pentacles, and trust the universe with the rest, right? And the Death card here is, to me, showing an end of a cycle, an end of a way of life, an end of a certain type of mindset, an end of, if you, I just heard an end of an era. If you are looking at this as a, like, love reading, it could be the end of just, obviously it could be the end of a specific relationship. We do have the Two of Cups here at the beginning here. And honestly, if I want to take it that way, if we want to look at this in a different angle, because remember, this is a large group of people, so a lot of, different messages. If a part of the message doesn't resonate with you, then it doesn't resonate, it doesn't apply. It applies to somebody else, because these cards can mean different things. So say we're taking it as romantic love. Here with the Two of Cups, you could be with someone currently, for some of you, and you want the Ten of Cups with them. You want it all with them, right? Or maybe that's what you've been wanting. You've been planning your life with them, so on and so forth. But you are really in this Five of Pentacles energy. Maybe you're being guided to work on yourself, work on, now this is the nine. If we had the Nine of Pentacles, I kind of want to see, with the Eight of Pentacles, you're certainly being guided to work on the relationship, potentially. I do see that it's possible there, that if you are currently in a relationship with someone and maybe things aren't going well at the moment, I do see that with effort from both parts, that there is a potential here to have this Ten of Pentacles, to have that Ten of Cups. Someone in the relationship, or both of you, are not emotionally available, and obviously that can cause an issue. If you are not emotionally available, or if you're not communicating with each other in the right way, that can certainly cause issues. Now the Fool here, the Fool being here, and the Death card, that could potentially, with the Death card, mean, and I'm going to try to clarify it could mean the end of that relationship, and potentially the Fool card here could mean the beginning of a different relationship, if that is what's going to get you this Ten of Pentacles and this Ten of Cups. But it could also, with the Eight of Pentacles here, I could see this as it being, if you are currently in a relationship, as it being, if you both are willing to work, and you got harmony here, harmony on this Oracle card, acceptance and patience. It will take some time, and if you're both willing to put that work in, then I see the end to, like, toxic cycles, the end of just how your relationship currently is, right? If it's this Five of Pentacles here, I see an end to that. Now if you're single, I kind of, what I had said previously, maybe it's that you're wanting this Two of Cups, this Ten of Cups with someone, but right now, you feel defeated, you feel like maybe some of you who are single, who maybe you've been in some relationships, or you even haven't really been in a serious relationship, maybe you feel like you've done a lot of work on yourself. Maybe you feel like you really are at that point where you're ready. And I think, for some of you, that could be this Knight of Cups here, where it's like, okay, now you're ready to step into that. You're putting your foot in the water, and it's a little bit more than putting your foot in the water, honestly. It's a little more than the page there. But you're still a little hesitant, The Knight can be kind of slow energy sometimes, except for the Knight of Swords. But you're kind of dipping your toe in the water and going maybe waist deep, But you have to have this faith, okay? All right, let's see. So I think first, let me see how much time I have. First, I kind of want to see this energy, if it is a love reading, because I don't think it's a love reading for everyone. I don't. But if this is a love reading, and for people who are in a relationship currently, Spirit, can you please clarify what is this Eight of Pentacles here with the Five of Pentacles, Spirit? Okay. The Ace of Cups. And this one kind of came out The Star. I don't know if I want to take, it didn't fully come out reverse. The Ace of Cups and the Star. Yeah. See, with working on the relationship, both of you, the Star, that's like, that's okay. Oh, that's beautiful, actually. I just realized. So like I said before, the Five of Pentacles, that's kind of like you're down in the dumps and you are hopeless. You're feeling defeated. You may not even have everything you need financially, stability, or if we're talking relationship, it could be stability wise. Like maybe you're in a relationship with somebody that's not giving you everything that you need or that you want in a person. And the Star card, that's like the opposite. That's like that is the card of hope. So with the Ace of Cups here, we have this opportunity. Let's see, what is this Knight of actually, no, let me see, Spirit. What is the Fool card with the Death card here? Can you please clarify that? The Fool card and the Death card here for people who are in a relationship. Interesting. The Seven? Oh, okay, that's the Wands. Good. I was thinking that was the Swords for a second. Okay, the Seven of Wands. And the Nine, oh wow, that's interesting. The Seven and the Nine of Wands. Okay. Yeah, okay. And then this is talking about taking a leap. Okay. You all, one or both of you in your relationship, and this honestly could go for people who are single. You're very guarded. And this, remember I said having faith? You got to have that faith. You got to have the faith that when you two are you got to have faith that if you both are saying you want it and you're both willing to put the work in, you got to let your guard down. Yeah, you both are really, really guarded. With good reason, it seems. But yeah, you're guarded. Let me see. What about for people who are single currently, Spirit? What is this Eight of Pentacles? The Ten of Swords. That is a ending. What is this Knight of Cups for people that are single, Spirit? What is the Knight of Cups here? The people that are single. I gotta speed this up. The Eight of Swords. You're keeping yourself stuck. Okay? You got your blinders on. You need to figure out what is it that is keeping you from seeing. It's almost like you actually, there's somebody in your energy here that there's somebody here in your energy, okay? And you might not be looking at them. You might be overlooking them. The Nine of Cups. You're definitely in single energy. This is definitely, thank you for your confirmation. This is for my single people. There is somebody in your energy right now that you might be overlooking. They might not be your regular type. And this Death card, Spirit, and the Fool. Like I said, for some of you single people, this, letting your guard down thing could also apply to you. Can you clarify the Fool and the Death card for the single people here, please? The Four of Swords. I just heard chill out. Because the Four of Swords talks about relaxing, right? But for you guys, I'm hearing some of y'all might be like really like pent up, like, I don't know, but chill out maybe. And not so much lower your standards. Never lower your standards. But like I said, for some of you, yeah, we have the King of Cups. You guys have a King of Cups. And whether you're male or female, it doesn't matter. You have a King of Cups in your energy. So maybe you need to take your blinders off and see who that could be. They might not be your normal type. Might not be somebody you would normally look at. Justice. And the King of Swords. Interesting.
Hi, my lovers.
So I almost left the love reading part of the collective message on like a cliffhanger. Oopsies. Is the way I was recording it on TikTok, like it's just so we ended with that the King of Swords came out there and Justice. And it's interesting because I was just talking about, don't lower your, like, you need to chill out, right? But don't lower your standards. The King of Swords would never lower their standards, nor would the Queen of Swords. And I get the feeling, I was getting that feeling, especially with the Five of Pentacles and everything, that those of you in a relationship, or especially those of you who are single, maybe had past relationships, I get the feeling that we have the Death card, right? So you need to keep your standards high, right? You need to keep them high, and you need to not allow any BS. Don't allow any BS, right? Like just don't. With that Justice card, like you only what do they say? People can only treat you the way that you allow them to treat you, right? So if you keep allowing somebody to treat, like, not give you what you deserve, and you just keep allowing that to happen, like, you can decide to cut them out of your life, right? You can decide to do that. So yeah, anyway, I figured I would finish that off. Now we're gonna go to the other part of the message that's not about love. Okay, so for those of you who are not interested in a love reading for this message, because I do think it can apply to those who are just trying to work on themselves in general. And if that is the case, sorry, I'm using this other deck. I felt called to use this other deck for this part of the message. So this is the medicine. This deck that I've been using is the Muse Tarot. This one. For anyone interested, the Oracle deck once again is the Earthbone Oracle. This is the it's the Medicine Woman deck, I think. Okay, Spirit. So for people that are just interested in what they need to do to work on themselves here, can you please clarify? Once again, we have the Sage Oracle card, which says harmony, acceptance, patience, right? And we were talking about doing shadow work, inner work. With the Two of Cups here, for those of you who are not interested in a love reading, I'm seeing this as the two parts of yourself, I believe, that need to be healed, that need to come together. And yesterday in one of my pick a card messages, I was talking about the balance between heart and mind. That could be relevant for you. Okay, Spirit, if you could just clarify for this group that needs to work on themselves, self-improvement, self-betterment, can you please clarify the Two of Cups and Ten of Cups here? Okay. We have the Tower. Whoa, that is heavy shadow work. Shadow work. Some of y'all are in the dark night of the... Sorry, the air conditioner just kicked on, so... Some of y'all are very much in the dark night of the soul, especially, yes, with this Five of Pentacles here. Yeah. So, okay. Clarify the Five of Pentacles, please, Spirit, for this group. What is the advice here, Spirit? The Five of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles, and the Six of Arrows, the Six of Swords. Moving on from something. Moving on from the current situation. Two of Pentacles. I just mentioned in that reading from last night, balancing head and heart when making decisions, when, thinking about your life and things that happen. clarify the Eight of Pentacles, please. The Ace of Wands. It's the Ace of Pipes in this deck. It did come out reversed. Do I want to take it that way? Can you give me another card, Spirit, please? Clarify this Ace of Wands in reverse, Spirit. Clarify the Ace of Wands with the Eight of Pentacles, Spirit. Okay. Three of Swords. Okay, for some of you, okay. Yeah, and I was getting the feeling that for some of you, this might have to do with work, finances, just career, maybe life goals. And it's like I said, it's yesterday when I was doing the pick a card reading, I was saying I feel like I need to do a collective message because there's like a pattern in these groups. A pattern of like really focusing on the negative, focusing on maybe mistakes you've made, maybe opportunities you missed, things that just didn't work out how you wanted them to. You really need to, with the Tower card here especially, I'm seeing this as Spirit telling you that like this, I know this is such an annoying thing to hear sometimes, but this needed to happen in your life because you were not on the right path. You were not using both sides of your brain. You were not using, you were either too heavy in your emotions or too heavy in logic, and there needs to be a balance there when making decisions. Yeah, with the Five of Pentacles and the Three of Swords here, you guys definitely, some of you have been really upset about something that did not work out for you. And for some of you, it's definitely related to like career or something along those lines. Maybe where you thought you would be at this point in life. Let's get more, and it's like, and I kind of was getting the same thing yesterday with the Ace of Wands in reverse. It's like, you missed out, some of you missed out on an opportunity to do something that you're passionate about, and you're in this heartbreak energy and this in regret. You're regretting that. Maybe some of you let your emotions get in the way, or you didn't follow your intuition and you let logic, you were too worried about the details. Some of you were too worried about the details, and because of that, you let whatever that was slip out of your hands, and you're very much regretting that. But Spirit with the Six of Wands is telling you, the Six of Swords, you're gonna have to move on. You can't control that. It already happened, okay? Ship has sailed. Let's move on with this this Knight of Cups here, and the Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles here, you have this opportunity here, okay? You have this opportunity here. Spirit, please clarify the Knight of Cups for this group with self-improvement, career, so on and so forth. How much time do I have? Okay. The Seven of Cups in reverse. You may have had too many options. You may have been spreading yourself thin, spreading your energy thin, not knowing which one to choose, and you maybe chose the wrong thing here. And it's left you feeling kind of, when you have a passion in life, and maybe you're at a job that like it pays the bills, like you got the Ten of Pentacles here, like it pays the bills for sure, but like it's not like what you wanted, like you're kind of, Spirit, clarify the Fool here, please. A lot of these cards are coming out in the negative here. You got the Hierophant. Oh, yep, okay. The Hierophant, a lot of times, and it came out in the reverse, talks about, it can be, for love, it can be like marriage, stuff like that. But it's like following the law, following the rules, or following like the conventional way of doing things. And I'm thinking with this Fool card here, Spirit's telling you need to stop trying to follow things the conventional way. Like, you think outside the box. Think outside the box, and also remember that things are not always going to go how you plan them, and that's okay. Sometimes they're not supposed to. Like, I mean, honestly, when I look back at my life, like, there's certainly things in my life that, like, I'm like, that I really wanted at that point in time. And when I look back and I, you know, I'm like, thank God, literally thank God that those things didn't happen, right? And then the death card here, Spirit, if you could clarify that, please. I swear these are not all upside down, but you're getting a lot of justice in reverse. Slipping off my chair here, guys. Justice in reverse. What is that about, Spirit? What is this justice in reverse with the death card? Wow, the King of Pentacles. That's powerful, you guys. That is powerful. Can you give me more about this Fool card? What is this Fool card? What is the advice here? Okay. This one also flipped out in reverse, and it's the different deck. Nine of Swords. Stop worrying. Have faith. The Nine of Swords talks about somebody who's just laying up at night, you know, thinking about everything. Stop. It came out in the reverse. Have faith, like I've said a million times before in this reading. And then I keep running out of time. Okay, so I'm going to try to make this quick and see if I can wrap up with a message for everyone. Spirit, we left off with the Fool card and the Nine of Swords in reverse, and we have the Hierophant in reverse. And then we were getting ready to ask about the Death card, which has the Justice card in reverse. And we also have that King of Pentacles. Can you please clarify this Justice card in reverse? And it does say in this deck, it says balance. I'm pretty sure the Justice card in like the traditional deck has the scales on it, and that's giving me like Libra energy. Balance. Libras are all about like weighing their options, right? And we did have interesting. Where didn't we have the Seven of Cups here somewhere? Or am I tripping? Yes. Seven of Cups. Seven of Bowls. Sometimes when you have too many options and when you're always trying to weigh the options, sometimes that can keep you stagnant. It can keep you from making any decisions. It can literally keep you stuck. If you're always sitting here weighing your options, doing a pros and cons list, you know, trying to see every side, while that can be a good thing, it can also be a bad thing. You know, too much excess of anything is not good. So I'm definitely getting, and also I just want to note that the balance came out as well as we had the Two of Pentacles here, wherever that's at, somewhere. So yeah, very much balance. Oh yeah, ooh, we almost had the Queen of Wands come out. Okay, can we just clarify this though real quick? What's the advice here, Spirit? What is the advice for this Justice card that was in reverse and the Death card? Into doing that, I think. Do we have advice here, Spirit? You guys, did you hear me when I just said, oh, we almost had the Queen of Wands come out? The Queen of Wands was like, yeah, bitch, I'm coming out. It's called the Queen of Inspiration in this deck, but I love that. I love that. I love that energy. Literally, it's like, listen to your heart. Follow your heart. You know the answer. Yeah, definitely. It's funny, in the message last night from the Pick a Card reading, it was like those people were too in their emotions. They were too, you know, wrapped up in their emotions. They weren't using enough logic. You guys for some of you, it could be that too, that imbalance there. But I think for some of you, you're actually listening to logic too much. Like you are too worried about the details. You're trying to figure out the ins and outs and left and right, top to bottom, like and trying to see every point of view, whether whatever it is, and it's really keeping you stuck. And it's also because you're not having faith. You're not having faith in the work that you have already put in. You've already put this work in, okay? You already know that you've got what you need, right? In this 10 of Pentacles energy, right? And you need to have faith. Spirit's telling you to have faith. Stop worrying. We got you, boo. We got you. And this card, this oracle card, that's exactly harmony, acceptance, and patience. That is exactly what you need to be doing. It is telling you this message with this oracle card is literally telling you, and I might read it there at the end. It is telling you to have faith. Things are working out in your favor, and there's an affirmation at the end of it, okay? The Queen of Wands here. Follow your passion. Whatever is lighting your soul on fire in the best way possible. Whatever like makes you just, you know what I mean? You need to be doing that. You need to be doing that. Don't worry about how you're going to get the 10 of Pentacles. It's going to be there. You're going to be provided for, okay? And I'm not telling you, oh, go quit your job and like just fucking do whatever. No, I'm not saying that. Like obviously, especially if you have kids or whatever the case may be, in this world, unfortunately, we do need money to survive, right? So definitely like make sure, like be smart, make a smart move and be sure, especially, we got the King of Pentacles here. Like, yeah, you definitely want to like, okay, so the message I'm getting here is like, whatever situation you're in currently, use that to your advantage to stack up a bag, as much as, and then you can take that leap, right? But don't wait too long to take that leap, right? Like there's always going to be a reason. You're always going to have an excuse to not take that risk. But you need to, sometimes you just gotta, you see how she's, sometimes you just gotta do it. You just gotta do it. But don't do something stupid, obviously, right? Balance, guys, balance, okay? All right, Spirit, let me see. Anything else? The Empress, yep. You guys have this creative energy. You are also like the creator of your own life, the creator of your own destiny. But for some of you, especially, oh my God, you got the Empress and you got the Queen of Wands. Some of you are very, very talented and very creative in whatever industry you're in. And you're always going to have, you got like, yes, like y'all, come on, okay? All right. Spirit. Oh, and then you got the bottom of the deck energy is the Magician, quite literally manifesting your own life. Okay, that's the message here, guys. That's the message here. All right. So for everyone, I'm knocking stuff off. For everyone, I'm just gonna read the message real quick from this Earthbound Oracle deck. And so the message to go with the Sage, number 2, it says, everything will fall into place in due time. Be patient, believe in yourself, and trust that you are being guided and loved. When Spirit advises you to be patient, it means to live in the present moment and enjoy it. Lower vibrations, that 5 of Pentacles energy, lower vibrations should be let go of. That Tower moment. Did we have the 10 of Swords here? We had it in one of these groups. You gotta let go of it. You gotta let go of it. Have faith. The 9 of Swords in reverse and the Fool card. Have faith that the universe is on your side to live your best life. Queen of Wands, embrace being more kind to yourself. And I can also see that with the Empress energy. Where's that at? The Empress is like nurturing energy. And sometimes that can mean nurturing yourself, right? Be kind to yourself and love yourself. You're on a journey. That's that Fool card again. You're on a journey to heal yourself and inspire others. You got the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Inspiration in this deck. Inspire others to live their best lives. Sharing your truth allows you to connect with others which generates a lot of positive energy. Remember that you and spirit are co-creators. You got that Empress card. The bottom of the deck energy was the Magician. You and spirit are co-creators. Concentrate on what you want to achieve. Feeling good is something you should practice. Once you realize that feeling better is a conscious choice, it's all about mindset, remember? It's all about controlling what you can control. And you got acceptance on this card. Once you realize that feeling better is a conscious choice, you can have anything you want and more. Recognize that living your best life is a choice and you must make that choice. Will you seize the opportunity and embrace it? So we have this affirmation for you guys, and I want you guys to say this to yourselves. I trust that everything is working out for my highest good. If something didn't work out that way, if something didn't work out the way I had hoped, it means something much better is coming. That's all I gotta say about that, guys. That's all I gotta say about that. Okay, well, love you. Please hit that subscribe button, like, comment, share, and stay tuned for my next reading. Bye.